So today's retreat, we entitled it Value, Respect, Accountability, Counting on Each Other. And that's really what we want to have a theme today as we looked at everything we're doing, because accountability can be a double-edged sword. It can have a negative context or a negative way in which we approach it. But we want to approach it in a way that we are truly counting on each other in order to be successful. And I wanted to start just briefly here with what we've accomplished this year, because goodness gracious, a year and a month and a half into the job, it's been a blur. It's been flying throughout the whole last year, and it seems like, goodness, what have we accomplished? What have we done? And as I start to tick them off and just say, goodness, we had the Engage Western Employee Engagement Survey, right? Good, bad, and different. We did it. We had a good reflection. Here we are. We know where we are. We have plans. We're working forward in all of those areas. We had our SAC COC reaffirmation. Well, we'll still be working on that, but that was a big, big deal with the off-site, the on-site, everything that went into that. We had a new provost. Michael Crafton is in the house. All right. Woohoo. And, you know, we are sort of become joined at the hip, and we're thinking now that Dumb and Dumber 2 is coming out, we're going to be ready to go. So, initial survey rollouts and action plans. We'll talk about that today within what we're doing, but it already started here immediately in May and June as we went through. We had record fundraising, historic for this institution, $6.7 million in gifts and pledges. Huge, huge, huge. First ever LDI retreat, and this is the second ever LDI retreat. There we go. QEP development, continuing development and planning, but that was a big, big initiative and one that's going to make a real difference for our students. New football coach, Will Hall, very excited about that. Yay. Peers and aspirants, develop those so we can benchmark along that. A new vision, mission, and values. Record enrollment, and guess what? We're going to have record enrollment again on August 25th, so watch out. Here we go. KPIs. We had record raises across the board, $2.25 million in recurring merit and equity raises. Let's give a shout out for that. Huge. National rankings, award-winning faculty, award-winning staff, award-winning students, and a new strategic plan. So when I think, gosh, everything's really blurry, what are we doing? We got all these initiatives going. What does it all sort of mean? Well, when it's all mushed together, look at that. Hey, there. That was kind of cheesy, wasn't it? It was fun. All right, good. There you go. Success. But when we think about, and the point is, every little thing that you do, every initiative, every tactic, every objective is leading towards this. And I bet there's a testimony from every single one of you of something that you've accomplished this last year that feeds into the strategic plan and our overarching success. So what does next year look like? Well, we're going to be implementing and integrating the strategic plan in all facets of our operations. Value, respect, accountability will be aligned throughout everything we do, because we're going to have to count on each other to be successful. As you see our scorecards, you're going to know why. So as we go forward, here's some of the coming attractions. And really, if you look at our agenda for today, this is what we're going to cover. Right? You're going to see our scorecards, because guess what? Our survey said that senior leadership is not transparent or accountable. Well, today, you're going to see how accountable we're going to be. You're going to see how I'm going to basically adjudicate or see how our VPs are doing through the year. You're going to see what is important to them. You're going to see what's important to me. We're going to have data showing success. You're going to see how well we're doing in our job. And when you see our indicators, our scorecards, what we're trying to achieve, you're going to say there's no way they can accomplish that by themselves, because we're going to be accountable, but we're going to be counting on each other. We're going to develop an institutional dashboard. You're going to see Kathy Jenks' draft on that with the KPIs. We're going to be benchmarking, setting goals. You're going to see our peers and aspirants, our draft for that. We're going to align all our budget process with strategic planning. It'll be the most transparent budget process in the history of this institution, because everything will be sifted through. Is it moving our strategic plan forward? We're going to use SMART goals. You're going to hear testimonies about how different units are applying SMART goals within this fiscal year. We're going to develop unit strategic plans this year. We're going to take the whole year to develop those inclusiveness within your departments, academic, non-academic. So it's your plan, and you tell us how it directly or indirectly aligns with the institution's strategic plan. We're going to finalize our strategic enrollment plan. Yes, we have record enrollment, but we're targeting certain markets, first time in college, transfers, graduate, etc. We're going to develop the next iteration of the Engage West survey. We'll talk more about that today, but we have an incredible opportunity to write the survey that we will own, so we'll be partners with the Studer Group. So when we transform this institution in 3 or 4 years and others want to purchase this same methodology through Studer, guess what? We own the survey, so they're going to have to pay us a bit. We're going to have intellectual property, and we love that as an institution, so that's a big, big deal as we improve that mechanism. We're going to be comprehensive update of our website. The proper word is we have opportunities for improvement. But the word is we have to make sure if we're going to push all of our marketing, all of our prospective students, everybody to our website, it better be mobile ready, better be, all these things better have information, better be branding, alignment, et cetera. And we're going to take the next year to do that. We're going to begin a feasibility study for our first ever major capital campaign. Yes, we had historic fundraising, but even more important, through this time of our strategic plan by 2020, we're going to raise historic dollars for our programs, for our faculty, for our staff, for our student scholarships, for our facilities, to make sure that we can make that plan happen based on philanthropic contributions. We're going to recognize and reward. You're going to get to see that from Diane and Lori, to see their presentation of our recognition and reward plan for the year. Sustainability initiatives. Hans is leading that effort, and we're going to have a lot of neat things. I'm going to talk about a bicycle share program we're going to try to do in this next year. We're going to start to put some charging stations out so we can encourage people to buy electric vehicles and plug in. So it's going to be exciting. Breaking down barriers. You're going to hear the barrier team. Look around this room. You see some of these up here, these big Post-it tablet pages. Those have, as the barrier team worked this year to identify areas of operational ineffectiveness where we can improve. And today, they're going to tell you about 2 that we finished, and we're going to award them their first sledgehammers. And those sledgehammers are going to go up in the foyer entrance of Samford. So when people come to visit the provost and me, they're going to look up in that wall and see sledgehammers across the wall, and they're going to go, my goodness, what is that? And we're going to tell them we are breaking down barriers at this institution with the great work of this committee. During today, we want you during breaks to read these and then take a Sharpie and write some that they have not thought of. So during your breaks, during lunch, think about that, look at that, write down some barriers that you think would help us improve operational effectiveness and efficiencies. And communication and trust. That goes throughout every bit of our mechanism, everything doing top-down, bottom-up, sideways, as the purple elephants fly or whatever it is. But we're going to make sure that we are talking to each other. In fact, I've assigned Maggie Worth. Maggie, where are you? Maggie is head of the communications team. Maggie is, for lack of a better term, is going to be my press secretary, for lack of a better term. She's going to make sure that every information from PAC gets down to you all the way back up, so that you all know what's happening, how decisions are made. All of our PAC notes are posted online from the minutes from every meeting. And they're going to be there, and we want you to ask questions. We want you to be engaged. We want to make sure that you're hearing firsthand what's happening at our institution and be part of those processes. And we're going to continue developing individual leadership. So this year, folks, it's going to be exciting. My new car smell is gone, right? Honeymoon is over. All these things that we rah-rahed and cheered about are now really happening. And that's exciting. But what it also is going to be is frustrating. As we learned from Keith Eigel, and he's going to be back this afternoon to talk about individual change and development, and how frustration is that point, that connectivity, that intersection of which we then grow or we don't. And so there's going to be a lot of frustration this year as you're adopting and changing and making ways in which your strategic planning, your SMART goals align to a strategic plan. You may have never done that before. You may be asked to do things that feel uncomfortable or you aren't sure. And what I can guarantee you is through that, it's going to be challenging. But frustration and challenge means that we, at the end of the day, are going to have unbelievable reward. And our reward is going to be that we will be successful in changing the environment here at the University of West Georgia. And together, we are truly going to make a difference. And this plan will suddenly come alive. It just won't be words on a page. And that's what we're trying to do with these retreats, with everything we're doing in an earnest way. And if I said there's one overarching goal that we want to achieve this year, it's that when it's frustrating, when it's challenging, what I want us to be able to work together in an environment to where our default then isn't negativity, isn't, well, there you go. It's all back to where we were before, everything stinks, nothing's going to get better, it's Engage West stuff, it's a big sham. Well, that can't be our default. Our default has to be, all right, Marrero made a mistake. He didn't communicate that particularly well. Let's let him know constructively he needs to do a better job. And we'll improve. I'm the most self-reflective person in the world, and Michael is, and your team is, the people that want to make a difference at this institution. So if we can find a way to be critical, yes, be critical, but to help us to improve our environment. So when something doesn't go great, holiday schedule, tobacco, some of those things, we don't maybe communicate that so well. Let's not jump right away to, say, what a mess. Say they aren't doing, it's back to the old ways. Say, okay, no, let's help them. Let's be part of a team that's going to be better and better and know earnestly that we're trying. So if we achieve anything this year, it's that our default isn't back to negativity, but to we're getting this better. It's like anything. In motion, you're continually trying to improve. Saks is going to love us because, boy, we're going to continuously improve all the time and assess and figure out ways in which we can do a better job creating an environment that you love to work, which is the best place to work, learn, and succeed. So be engaged and constructively critical as we go through this. And any message that you're going to receive today through value, respect, accountability, counting on each other, is only where we're going to succeed is together. I do not have the power or authority to make this institution a success. You do. You do. You make the difference. If all I can do is hopefully say words or guide us in some way that pulls us together, that's my job every day. And so I appreciate you so much. It has been a thrill. I'm as charged as I was last year, just a lot more focused, which is a good thing. And as we head forward, I would say, talk to me, talk to your supervisors, talk to your vice presidents, talk to the people that you engage with, the people that you know can make a difference in your environment. And that was the whole thrust of these action plans with the survey, good, bad, or indifferent, was to create a dialogue. So let's keep that dialogue going, let's keep moving, and we are in this together. Let's make sure that through frustration and challenge and the excitement of where we're headed, that we have unbelievable reward. So thank you very much. We're going to head now into vice presidents. Come on up, because we're going to show you our scorecards.